The summer event number 2, sync'd up. This is 5 rounds for time or 15 minutes. They have a 15-minute time cap. A lot of them will cap out. This is the big event of the competition. It's a whole team style event that they have to work together. That's going to fatigue a lot of the teams, and that's what we're looking for in this one, is to see who has still enough left in the tank at the end and who can work together when they're tired. So it's going to be male and female combos, kind of. You'll see how that works. We're going to have 2 people inside doing some work and then 2 people running. So the male and female partners, or people that are inside the gym, are going to be working on 21 synchronized deadlifts, 15 synchronized burpees over the bar, and 9 synchronized thrusters. While they're working through the rounds here, the other male and the other female are going to be running 200 meters. They can run at whatever speed they want, but when those athletes come back in, then they have to swap out. So if it's Keith, Becca, me, and Josh, and we're doing the workout, and Becca gets back in before Josh does, she can tag me out, and I can pick up right wherever I left off. If we left off at 19 deadlifts, she can just start them with 20 and 21 with Keith until Josh gets back in. So they're not working in pairs. They're just always working that a male and female person of the team have to work together. So as they're working through the synchronized deadlifts, synchronized burpees, synchronized thrusters, you're going to come across some instances that some of the athletes are going to want different people to be on those certain movements. So I do expect to see some of the women or the men kind of just pace out their run. That's fine. If they want to walk the run or walk their 200 meters, we're not saying they have to go at any certain speed. The biggest thing, though, is they're just going to fatigue the one other athlete that's working. So that's fine. But all athletes do need to do some portion. So you can't have them just take 15 minutes stroll out there. All athletes do need to come in and do some type of the work. So the synchronized deadlifts, synchronization is going to be at the top. So when both the male and the female person are at the top and locked out, that's when that rep is good. You'll see the weights on here are a little heavier. We did that so that it slowed down the movement so that you guys could see that lockout, and the athletes could also see the lockout, and it makes the synchronization a lot easier than when people are going really fast. So 225, 155, that's going to be your younger division. 185, 115 for the older division. We are going to have 2 judges on this. Here's the thing, though. Both judges are going to be watching the same thing, essentially. And that's because synchronized movements do get difficult. They're challenging to watch. We want you both to have a view of either side and be counting and judging at the same time. So we can talk through that more of who your partner should be for this event. But there will be 2 people to watch all of this. Second movement. They're going to take the male deadlift bar. So the men's deadlift bar is what they're going to burpee over. So 15 synchronized burpees. Both chests have to be on the deck at the same time. So if one person drops faster, they can just stay there till the other person gets down. That's the same thing for any of these movements. If one person gets it, they just have to wait at the part we're looking for. And the burpee is chest to the ground. They will face the bar, and then they jump over the bar. It's a 2-foot takeoff, but it doesn't matter if they jump at different times. You just have to wait for the other person on the ground for chest to be on the ground. 9 synchronized thrusters. The synchronization is at the top. So if I'm here, I'm just going to wait for my other partner to get that locked out, and then we can bring it back down. So again, at the top. Weights for this is 95-65, and then for the older division, 75-45. We are going to have the setup for the gym. This is similar to last year. The running that's going to take place is just like we did last year. The athletes are going to always have a box marker with their lane. That's going to be their lane assignment here. And then here's where the barbells go. These are the deadlift bars here. This is the male bar that the athletes will always do their burpees, burpee facing over. And then these are the thruster bars. The athletes are going to face each other. So I would have, as I'm judging, I'd have one judge here probably and one judge here and be watching from both angles. And then same thing for thrusters. I'd probably go one on either side to watch the thrusters. Judges, you're also going to be watching when the other partner comes back. Here's the way the running is going to work. At 3, 2, 1, go, you're going to have 2 people that are standing right here, and you're going to have the 2 people that are at the deadlift bar. 3, 2, 1, go. They're going to run out the doors here. If they're on this side, they're just going to be running from here to go out. When they come back in, though, this is where to make the distance even for the people that are close to the door and people that are farther away. Everybody runs back in. They're going to stay to the outside of the cones. They're going to come around the big cone here, and then they're going to go into their lane here to pick up. Once they get back to their box or past their box, or if they're here at the third, they're going to go right here. As soon as that person gets to the box here, that's when the switch has to take place. And that's why both judges, it's important to know what rep they're on, so that when they come back in, they don't have to finish up the set. They're not to finish up the set. The judge at this point, when you see a person coming back, you say switch. Other female comes out. If they finish up the last rep, we're not going to make a big deal about one more rep. Was it 1 rep or 2? But when the judge says switch, then they switch because they're there. We'll see what other questions come up about that one. But the running is always around the cone. For the other side, same thing. You're going to come in, you're going to go around the cone, and then come into your area. Or come into your area to take over. All right? And that's event 2, movement standards. Josh and I will quick demo, just real quick, so you guys can see the synchronization for the 3 movements. And we'll do them right here on the bar. So the deadlift bars are going to be set up like this, the male bar and the female bar. So our synchronization looks like this. 3, 2, 1, go. At the top. Good. 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 That's it, at the top. So make sure that athlete stands all the way up at full lockout, full hip extension. It's not going to probably be that fast, so the biggest thing is going to be watching the people that drop. If the other person wants to hold on, let's say Josh fails a rep. So I'm at the top, Josh is fighting, he fails his rep. I can still wait here if I want to and hold mine. And he comes back up, that's fine. That's the deadlifts. As soon as they're done their deadlifts, 15 burpees. We're going to be side by side on the male bar. We're here, chest to the ground, up, 2-foot takeoff. He gets down there first. He just waits for me. Now, watch that he doesn't start to spring up before I come up. That's the biggest thing you both are going to watch for. And that's the synchronized burpee. Thrusters, then the bars are going to be facing each other. They're going to have separate bars for this. And the movement is pause at the top. And just wait. So that's communication for them and for you as the judges. The biggest thing for the thrusters is to make sure that they don't re-dip under the bar. If it's a little heavy for them, it is one continuous movement on the way up. If not, the athlete has to go back down and fully thruster it back up with one continuous motion, not a thruster jerk. Make sure the hip crease gets below their knee. They get to full depth, and then make sure they're locked out. And those are the 3 movements for the workout. Nothing on the running. We're going to have either probably an equipment crew person out there on the run so that we know that everybody's going the right direction and that everybody gets out to the 200-meter mark. That's event 2.